We were originally from small towns, and it's always been our dream after living in the city for 30 years to come back to the country, and we wanted something that would really fit in with the land. So we wanted a farmhouse.
We bought the land from some friends, and they had a relationship with Shrock. And they told us, you don't have to build with them just because we're friends, but you really need to consider them. We interviewed Shrock, and we were very impressed, and we really felt like they were visionary enough to give us what we wanted.
You deal with a cabinet maker, you deal with a hardwood floor company, you deal with so many people in the building process. We wanted a place where we could have an architect, a designer, and a builder all in one. There was one person, one point of contact, and it made things so seamless, it's effortless.
We could just tell that they were laid back and easy to work with, but at the same time, they were very professional. They were very detail oriented, and I like that. I like someone that's gonna pay attention to not only the big project, but all the little tiny details that make it a quality home. I told him from the very beginning, if there is a crooked tile, even a smidge, that will just be all I see. And they kind of chuckled, and I tell you, there's not a crooked tile in this house. It's just every detail is it's perfect. We love everything about our house. There are so many wonderful details. I can't think of a single thing I would change. And I know that that's, probably a cliche, but I love every part of it.
It exceeded what I thought the house would be.
We want this to be a generational home that, our kids and grandkids, long after we're gone, are going to come to. And Shrock gave us that. Even though we were building a farmhouse, we wanted all the bells and whistles. We wanted all the modern conveniences. We wanted all the technology. And we were hopeful that any builder we chose would be able to give us that and would have the level of knowledge where if we threw out some crazy idea and said, wouldn't it be nice if it did this, that they would know what we were talking about. And Shrock did not fail us on that. I mean, everything we wanted, every bell and whistle, they had a way to put it into our home.
When you build a house, there are always changes that are going to be made. And for instance, in our entryway, it was all framed. We came in and we had the design team and the architect and someone from the build team together. And we looked at the entryway and said, we don't like that. We all agreed it didn't work. They tore the whole thing out and redid it based on what we thought would work better. Anytime you do a big construction project, something's going to go wrong. And certainly things did in this process, but it's so funny because they were always quick to address it. And I think in almost every case, what we ended up with was better than what we had originally designed. So yeah, there are going to be issues and there are going to be some things that you didn't plan on, but as long as you can work around that and have somebody that, again, is focused on what you need and what your wants are, they can make it work.
They always, through the entire build process, kept us updated. We were about an hour away as this process was going on, and we received pictures almost every day of what had happened. You felt like you were there. If ever there needed to be a change, they let us know immediately.
We always felt like we were part of the process. Designing a house can be very stressful, but when you deal with a team like Shrock, where they've got every aspect of the build process covered, it takes a lot of the guesswork out, it takes a lot of the stress out, and it ends up actually being a fun process.
They were always a phone call away. They always, if they didn't have an answer immediately, they got you one so fast. They were a delight to work with. We'd go into these meetings and we would end up all just laughing and laughing because, they were just fun to work with. So it took a lot of the stress away. And I look back on it very fondly because I feel like they turned into family with us.
The quality, every detail, every seam in the house is taken care of. And then what our friends told us and we came to realize is if there's something wrong, they'll fix it. I've always wanted a barn. Not because I want livestock or I want to fill it with hay, but because I like the idea of a barn. And I got the barn of my dreams. It's a bank barn. It's a garage on the bottom where I can do a lot of work, do a workshop there, and upstairs it's just a big entertaining space. It's a fantastic, well-made space. It's just who we are. Another thing that we thought of when we were building the house is our parents aren't getting any younger, and neither are we, and we needed a house that would really meet our needs going forward, just from a health standpoint. And so they made all their entryways wheelchair accessible. We have a ramp that comes in through the garage, so if there was ever a wheelchair required. They built the most beautiful elevator and planned the space, framed it out. It's gorgeous. It works so well. So this house, when we're 80, we can still get around in it. We have high countertops. They thought of everything.
You have this vision in your mind for so long of what you wanted, and then you start building it, and you just hope that it's going to match up. And it did.
And we just had a blast. It was really, every step of the way, we really did have fun. And we still are.
Yeah, they're very easy to work with.
Very easy.